Hey folks, it's Ben. We're back here with the 89 GT with the 90 nose on it. We've been doing some exploring, letting it soak in a little bit as to what's going on here. Some cool stuff we're discovering is that number one, the paint is a repaint. Number one, you can tell because it was done cheaply. The gray goes over, there's a black, this is a black trim piece, this should be black, and this also should be black, and it's all painted gray. Second of all, it's really poor. Like if you look here, this is where I've actually polished it to get it to come back, and it won't. Where if it were factory paint, I might have a slight chance at it. And if you clean actually it's right through here on the other side. The other door actually, oh here it's even coming off. See that? There you go. That's the factory color underneath it. It's the same color, but it'll actually polish back. So something happened that they really just spritzed and they didn't even do a great job at it. You see the tape line for the spoiler, inside is painted there. They just kind of painted it all. There's tape lines on the rear as well. In fact, I don't think this latches, so. On the tail lights, there's that tape line right there. So she's been repainted, so that's interesting, minorly. Second of all, these cool things. So these usually have just that little hole and you can clip on your wiper, but this is a little booster arm with screws that makes it so it's a J-hook style windshield wiper. Our other probe just has the click ends because we got the right blades for it, but I don't know if that came with the wiper, or I'm not sure the story on that, but it moves them up a little bit, but it's a little bit different than our other. And I guess third, let's go back to what we're here for. See if we can get this thing to start. Notice the original fuse was, the 80 amp main was out, but let me tell you about that. Here we have our out of car experience fuse box, and inside of it there were these two really wrecked pieces of copper hanging out, and it's like someone had, like these are just pullouts, right? The sub fuses for the fuel injectors and stuff, the 30 amps, even the 60 amp pulls out. But this big 80 amp actually, come to find out, bolts out. There's actually a bolt on each side. So you have to undo that bolt in order for it to come out. Well, obviously whoever was yanking on that, on the car, the one in the car, just broke it. So I, having this one, I'm like, this thing's bolted in. Unbolted it, pulled that 80 out, unbolted the one in the car, and yanked these two pieces, leftover pieces out, and was able to put the 80 in. Now, I don't know why it popped. If it popped, I don't know what they were doing. So, and of course these are all missing too, so I'm gonna yank these out and we'll put them into our car. These are just regular fuses. And now I got a whole bunch of relays too. This one's broken, like it's missing a blade on the ABS pump. So, okay, I wouldn't expect to use the ABS ever anyway, but if you wanted to, you could. I need to use two hands to get that out. So that's the story there. So I've got the 80 in, I've got the battery over there. We're gonna go ahead and have some fun with that. But one other thing I wanted to show you guys, and in fact, I won't even have to edit this. I'll just come over to the car. So this is the receiving car for any parts I need. Check it out. The parts car came with all the documents. So the Ford user manual, of course, our owner's guide, came with the new vehicle warranty book. Referenced in the owner's guide, the sound system book. Also came with the operating guide, the highway auto light tire Goodyear limited warranty, the maintenance schedule and record log, which came from the factory. So that is fantastically cool. And it has, all the warranty stuff you need to do. Now this one is not, it is written in. How about that? Looks like they did some stuff there. But what's even cooler is that here it's the booklet that it was all in is from Freedom Ford in Edmonton, Alberta. That's where the car was sold new. And in this little book, it has the little tin plate and the original owner who bought the car back August 2nd, 1988. So that's neat for the parts car. And then they have these cool little coupon books, not coupons, but you would fill them out. And so what's neat is that November 30th, 1988, this car had 10,000 kilometers on it already. And the next one is 5/25/89, and it had 21,000. So in just, let's see, from August to May, in May, it had 21,000 kilometers on it. So she did some initial mileage right out of the gate there. And then I was hoping that the muffler on the parts car would be pretty good, so I could put it on this one. it's not, it's totally rusted out. But here's a nationally guaranteed Carline warranty for it. So, but they only warranty it for about I think it's a year or 10 years, maybe 10 years, for as long as the original person owns the car. Oh man. So this technically would have been cool because it's for the muffler, and I would have been able to take it there and get a new muffler, but oh well. So let's take the battery, hop in, and see if we can get some power out of that thing. So with 5 holes and 4 fuses, let's find out what we want to use here. So the ST sign is a 15. That sounds good. We'll take it. Put the coin in that one. If they're okay. Maybe not. There's nothing to plug into. Oh, that's fun. So let's see if at least the audio one is. That's a 15 amp as well. What's going on here? Nothing to plug into. And then these, which are holders, are holding into stuff. So I'm not sure what's going on there. There are terminals in there, but they're just not grabbing. This will be take 2. I was gonna go put these fuses in for the something sign, fog, wiper, air conditioning, whatever. But there's no terminal to land them on. So that means that this is broken, which isn't cool. And then the 2 blanks actually do have 2 fuses in them, a 10 and a 15, which I'm guessing are spares. I don't even know if there's anything in them, but it's bring revenge. So I guess we're not doing any of that stuff. Yeah, there are fuses in that. What the heck? So maybe we're dealing with something different here. And without the lid, I'm not 100% sure what's going on. But those are, like even that one's damaged. So it's tough to say who molested what and or did whatever till. So let's just stick those in. I'll upgrade that one since I don't know where the 15 went. Right there. So we'll set this aside. Set this aside. Oops, I dropped a bunch of fuses on the ground. Grab this, stick that in my pocket. Get our awesome battery with go handle here. And I would at least like to have the pop up and down headlights. Who wouldn't, right? So let's make sure the negative isn't plugged in or touching. And let's crank that back on there. And let's hope for no smoke, right? How's this go? Okay, that was the wipers. So the key's on. So let's not have that on. I didn't blow the main, so that's good, right? Why are the ignition's on? Ugh. It still smells like mold and mouse pee in there. That was awful. Okay, so let's try that again. No ghosts. No, you're good. Get on there, you. All right, so that's on there pretty good. So this might be okay with no landings, but those do, I don't know. But obviously we had some sort of change. Could have been initial production change, right? So I don't know when they started making these, but so with that, let's go ahead and hop back in it. We've got the sun right in our face. Oh, let's see if this works. Oh yeah. Let's give the tall guy some leg space. Oof. Yikes. There's bugs in here. Okay. So key. Let's turn the headlights on. Oh, they're not at the same time though. Or off. They went up, but they're not coming down. Lazy. So lazy. Okay, and I don't know how to get those down, so we'll just go with that. Oof. I'm gonna deal with this biting fly. Hold on one sec. All right, he's dealt with. So the headlights are stuck up. It's cool they went up. Right then. What else do we have without turning the car on? That's about it. So let's turn it to on. Neat. So we have our little air conditioner here that's working. How about the radio? Hello? Anybody home? No dial, nothing. I can hear it tick. Darn it. Does the fan work? Also no. The wipers work clearly. That's just a scroll switch blinkers. Cool. I guess the big question though, we checked the fluids already. Doesn't have any brakes or park. Let's put the clutch in and see if it'll crank over. As I watch that battery totally flatline. That's all she's got. So, dead battery there, but that's fine. Windows? Oh, did I turn it off? Yes, I did. Nice. I figured that was broken. Both sides. Oh, that's peachy. It goes down but not up. Let's just leave it there then. We want door locks. That one's dead too. What else? Yay! Oh, no, don't turn that on. Let's turn that off. We already know the wipers work, and that's just a rotary switch that turns says the cruise on. Our battery is toast. Didn't even see if the computer came on. Oh, what do we got here? A low oil lamp. Oh, all the lamps are on. So, no internal lights either. Interesting. So we have some fuses that might be on this thing. It's my guess is the brake is out. Yes, it is out. That would be the low brake fluid warning lamp. So that's working. And oddly, do the mirrors work at least? Oh yeah. Oh, that's nice. Both. Cute. So we got that going for us. Let's swap the battery out. Maybe I got another one somewhere and see if we can get it to crank some more. Here's an AC DeLoco battery. I think this came in the Equinox, so it's older. Charged when parked about 3 years ago. So maybe we can cross our fingers. Get some more churning and burning on this thing. Oof. Let's see how that goes. Did it have any fuel? It says it's got 0 fuel. So maybe we're not going to get anything anyway. That'd be a clutch permissive we weren't doing. Here we go again. You shouldn't be. Let's try that one more time with me. Foot on the pedal. That's one piston going. Only when it's turning over will it run. Either. Alright, cool. So if you guys have any questions, actually let me know if you want me to pursue this. Of course you do. It's been day 2. We're firing, it sounds like, on 1 cylinder, which isn't enough to get the car to actually run on its own. So we're going to take the easiest route. I don't remember that being on my other car. We're going to head and pull these plugs and see how they look and change the wires out because these are fairly mouse-eaten. Take a look under the distributor cap to see how it looks, and maybe we can find something here and then give it another try. Put the old recharged battery in the hole, so maybe we'll get something out here. But we'll start with cylinder 1. Maybe. And we'll go from there. I'll tripod you up. Well, it's a little hot. Other than that, I think we're okay. The gap looks out. I think it's supposed to be 45 thousandths. So we'll go ahead and re-gap that. And I'm going to check my new Bonneville wires, see if they fit. Well, unfortunately, while the plug end of my Bonneville's wires work, because they're a post on coil, and these are more of a cup style, they won't actually fit on that end of it. So we'll just have to go through and replug our, this was probably 60 thousandths. It's supposed to be about 40, so she's way open. So we'll close that one up and move on to the other 3. I'll time lapse that for you. This guy is definitely getting some juice, that's for sure. I gotta go clean it off, but it's quite wet. Looks like the gap's better, but it's at least it's getting gasoline. This might be the guy who's firing. Another cylinder that I might decide to fire. Hot, and it's got some buildup along the electrode there. I definitely would replace these if this wasn't such a parts car. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's nice. So on this cylinder here, we've got all sorts of crap on the plug. Rust, water accumulation maybe on that cylinder. This plug is just gross and hard coming out, and there's some product on there. If we can get it back in, that'd be nice, but we gotta clean that up. That's one reason why this cylinder wasn't firing at all. So barely cleaned up this plug a bunch. Still kind of dirty. Mostly correcting the gap, sanded the gap as well. Got all the material out from the insulator there. So we'll stick it back in the hole. Also threw some oil on it because yeah, it came out hard, although it's greasy, so that's just not cool. See if we can even get it threaded in. I would not put these plugs back in on the street car. I would stop and just go get some new ones. Going in a lot better than it came out. Famous last words as it doesn't seat. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So the plugs are gapped and cleaned. That's good news. Let's bring it over here to the cap itself. Plus I gotta make sure the firing order's correct. They are numbered, but I'll look at my other car and make sure my firing order's all lined up right. Now those are Phillips or flatheads? They are Phillips. Well, here's a great reveal. Let me bring you in for this. Let's see how fuzzy it is or not. Your surprise? Let's find out. Nope. Instead of being worn, I think we'll take some sandpaper and lighten that up a little bit. Very worn. She's okay. So we got that going for us. So we'll, but that's very arced out. The button needs to get changed too, but we'll just scruff it up a little bit and send her on her way. Well, let's see. If these incremental repairs from the ignition system was enough to give us a little bit of fire, let's go ahead and kick it over and see if it'll start on that. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, it still smells good in here. Holy crap. Neutralis. Oh, I gotta use both feet because I gotta feather the gas, I think, some. Well, that's more than one. That whining noise is. Clearly that's not our fault, although it seems like we did a little better. Let's move on over to the fuel injector plugs because they look nasty actually, as I was leaning over to get these going. We got mice nibblage there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull our Noid light kit and we'll yank all these and make sure they're still working. They are Bosch plugs, so we'll get our Bosch adapter.
Yep. Yeah, it's fine.
Closest to the plug as you can on number 1, I guess. And so you just have to hold down the button and make sure it flashes. So we checked, we got impulse on 2 of the 4 cylinders for the fuel injectors, so they're probably fine, to be honest with you. The next step we're going to do is just to double check, make sure we're getting actually ignition to each spark plug, which is probably true. I know we're dancing around the fact that the injectors are plugged like it was on my other one, and we need to replace them to get it to run, which I'm not willing to do because they're expensive and hard to get to. But we're just making sure all this other frivolous stuff's cool to go. So with that, you probably won't see the strobe on camera, but my assistant will totally see it. On cylinder number 1.
Yep, we got strobe.
Okay, try 2.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Getting better every time we run it.
Yeah, it almost sounded like it was gonna start. Okay. Yeah, you're good.
We'll check the fuel pressure, see if we actually get some. If we're low fuel pressure, then that's probably why we're not getting a good atomization of fuel in the rail and stuff like that. In which case, that's a fuel pump. That's the back seat. I don't want to mess with that either. So let me go get my kit set up, and we'll intercept it in the fuel filter right here and go from there. So here's my adapter. Here's my fuel pressure rail. This will screw right on to any GM Schrader valve. That being said, this isn't a GM car. It's a Ford, so I have this adapter that slowly increases in size. So what it lets me do is essentially plug that line in, move my little clamp up, and it seals it for just a while. I don't need it for every time, I just need it for a test. Every time it gets a little better. Look at that fall off though. That's because I'm spraying fuel everywhere. Right there. She says she's got 20 pounds still. That's cool. Spent that off. Yeah, it's good at 40 pounds. Now that we fixed the leak, it's not even venting down. So we got fuel pressure, and it seems to be running a little bit better. So we're back. We have our fuel filter back installed in approximately the right location. It's just going to sit here now though, because like I said, I've stole the other bracket. You see the liquid everywhere. That's seafoam. I was able to use a veterinary syringe and actually drop about 40 milliliters of seafoam in the filter and a little bit in this return line. Now ideally what I'd like it to do is get in there and sit for a little bit. So that's exactly what we're going to do, since I got to shoot another video today on taking off an interior door panel. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to crank it a little bit, hopefully to move that fuel along through the rail, maybe a little bit in the injectors, and then we'll let it sit for half an hour or so while we shoot that other video. Then we'll come back and hopefully wrap this one up with an idling car. Really what I need is the idle air control motor off of this one, but I'd like to know if it works or not before I go through all that pain. So let's go ahead and crank it, and hopefully we can get enough seafoam in it to just sit there and kind of just chew on stuff. And I shut it down, so that's that. So we'll go with that for now. We'll just leave it. I honestly wanted to run there for a little bit, right? So we're getting better and better. So the door video was shot, so that's done. So we've had some time to soak. Now this is pretty much make or break for the motor, because I need parts off of it. And if you're not going to show your true worth now, I'm not going to actually ever find out. So I got to get this hubcap, my bonus hubcap out of here. It's right under the feet. Right over there. Okay, so 1 foot for the clutch, 1 for the pedal, because we'll think around. Put the key up and on. Your key's in the ignition. Let's spin it a ton and see how we do. Boost. Ah, she just won't hold it. I'm pumping it. I don't know if that helps or not. came back with a vengeance. We had seafoams in there by now. Like, it's getting better. But any throttle and it's nope. I guess that'd be the next move. Maybe we're killing it with air. You know, you never check that, did we? I think I got my stubby screwdriver here from the previous video. Let's yank this intake apart. It could be full of mice. And if that's the case, then of course it's not gonna go anywhere. Wouldn't that be the dumbest thing ever? To not have this car start because it didn't have any air. But it goes and it shuts down like it's starving for something. Holy Moses. That's neat. It's not impinging our airflow. That's open. Flapper valve. Oh, it's seized. Well, how about that? Ah, we were starving for air. Wasn't that stupid? Wow, I bet you she'll fire right up. Man, silly me, steal those. Let's just go ahead and run our old open throttle. Well, here goes nothing. Clutch permissive, please. Shut up. It even sounds good. It's got a wicked knock. What's going on there, buddy? Hot dog! It's knocking here loud. That's fine. I don't care. Should we take it for a spin? Hell yeah! The fact that it can move around on its own power is just winning. That coil knock is not cool. Park it somewhere else too, let the grass come back. Look out, Willie! Willie! Get out of the way. No brakes, remember that. No brake even. Willie is not getting out of the way. Buddy, remember that. No brakes. Not even an e-brake. Just park it under here for now. Well, hot dog, let's do that. Woohoo! Awesome sauce. Keep our speaker there too. All right, so that was that. No fuel problems there. Just the seized mass airflow sensor, which we knocked free. What the hell is that? Anyway, so that's the parts car. Man, I hate to take down a parts car that runs, you know? Maybe we take a little time, get the brakes going on it. I got the title. We could register it. They're not that bad to insure. Maybe not, we'll see. Okay, and we got a bunch of crap here. So if you have any questions, ask them, stuff like that. I can't really answer them. But I'm getting to know Ford Probe's pretty good. That's pretty awesome. But we'll see you on the next one. Right, Willie? For sure.